Happy Hanukkah! It is officially the Festival of Lights, or in my books, the festival of eating way too many deep fried foods, but getting away with it. Today, I'm showing you how to make these thick potato latkes with a beet cured lox that you can eat whether or not you're Jewish, whether or not you're celebrating Hanukkah. You can use it as an excuse to eat way too many fried potatoes. Let's get cooking. All right, first up, let's start with our homemade lox. Now, we have some beets over here, and I'm just going to finely grate them. We are going to be making homemade lox. Obviously, you can skip this part if you don't have time, and it's just a few days before when you want to serve this. But if you have the 3 days to let the lox actually do its thing, then obviously do that. But if not, well, do you hear that voice crack? Then, if not, you can just buy lox from the store. You do you. I won't judge. All right, awesome. Now let's just hit that all in there. Now we want to grab our larger bowl. I'm going to pour all of that into our larger bowl. Bam, bam, bam. This is going to give it a really beautiful color. Then I'm also going to add in some dill into there. I'm just going to kind of break it up with my hands into smaller pieces. All these flavors, it makes the kitchen smell delicious. Then, very important is we're going to add our salt. You want to add in lots and lots of salt and a little bit of sugar. What we are doing to the salmon is we are curing it. We're not going to be cooking it, but what we're doing is we're going to be coating it in this salt mixture in the fridge for 3 to 4 days. It's going to draw out the moisture and essentially cook the salmon and make it that it is safe to eat. But that's why it's very important you have lots and lots of salt. All right, this looks awesome. Now I'm going to grab my big piece of salmon over here. I'm going to take this mixture, and this is where you want to get nice and dirty. You're going to just use your hands and rub it all over the top of the salmon. I'm using about a 1 pound fillet. I'm going to keep the skin on. That will help lock in the moisture and keep its shape. So let's just make sure we coat the entire outside in this salt mixture. All right, awesome. That was super easy. Now over here I have a large piece of parchment paper. I'm now going to, my hands are kind of messy, but let's do this. I'm going to take my piece of salmon, place it into there. I'm going to quickly rinse my hands, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, so now let's wrap up our salmon in the parchment paper. We are now going to place it in between 2 plates. All right, let's place this plate here, and then place the other plate on top. We want to, no, let's do that actually. We want to keep applying pressure on here. We're going to put 2 pans, and we're going to place this in the fridge for 3 to 4 days. This is going to take some patience, but I promise you it is worth it. And meanwhile, let's make our latkes. Now it's potato latke time. I'm just going to start peeling my russet potatoes. I'm getting so excited. You guys know me. I love anything and everything with potatoes. All right, my potatoes are now grated, and I have a very large onion over here, and I'm just going to cut that into quarters so that it fits into our food processor to get it all nice and grated up. Now, for these potato latkes, you can just use a hand grater. That is classic. That is what probably everyone's grandma or grandpa in the kitchen does, but I'm just going to use this because it is much easier. And of course, as always, the full recipe and amounts are on eitanbernath.com. Place our potato in there. It is on the large grate setting, and let's just start grating. See, how much easier is that? Whoa. All right, awesome. There we go. We have now grated up our onions and potatoes. That was much faster than using a hand grater, but your grandma or grandpa or you can do, or parents can do whatever you want. So let's take this out of here. And now what I'm going to do is, I hope this bowl is big enough. We'll see. If not, then it's a learning lesson. And I'm going to then dump it all out into this linen cloth. And what we want to do is we want to squeeze out as much of the liquid as we possibly can. So this is where you're really going to want to get in that workout. Ooh, look at that. All that disgusting looking potato water full of the starch is leaking out. Look at that. Ugh. Let's try the little spin technique. Ugh. All right, that looks good. Now I'm going to set this aside, but we are not getting rid of it. Let's wait a second. Now, in my other bowl over here, let's just dump out all of our squeezed. But okay, this is ridiculous. I'm going to go get another bowl. I'll be right back. This is way too small. All right, got a bigger bowl because I'm not trying to make a mess out here. I've already made enough of a mess for one recipe video. All right, let's dump this out over here. And let's get that all out. Now, while I was getting the other bowl, that gives us the convenient amount of time to, okay, that's perfect. We are now just going to carefully pour off that top liquid, but we are going to try to save the potato starch that got to the bottom. Check that out. Do you see that? Down here, we have this super thick starch that we actually want to keep and add into there. So just use your hands, a little bit of a weird texture. Get that starch into there. That is going to help thicken our mixture. Now into here, I'm also going to crack in 2 eggs. Let's see if I can do a one-handed egg crack. Bam. Oh, that was not that clean, but all right, it was still one-handed. And another one-handed egg crack. Bam, that was nicer. And I'm also going to add in a little bit of all-purpose flour. Also going to add in some freshly cracked black pepper. Get a lot of it in there. And, of course, you already know it was coming, a generous amount of Salt Bae action into there. Get your hands, get nice and dirty, and we're going to go in there and just mix this until fully combined. You really want to make sure you have all the egg, all the flour, all of the onion, all the potato fully mixed together. All right, our potato mixture is done. Now over here on the stovetop, I have a skillet with about a centimeter-ish of oil in there. I'm now going to scoop up about half a cup's worth, and I'm going to place this in. All right, we're going to make some nice big potato latkes, because that's how I like my latkes. And looks like we can fit about 2 at a time. All right, these have been frying for about 2 to 3 minutes. They're getting nice and golden brown. I'm now going to very carefully flip them. All right, I didn't get the most even cook, but we'll make sure it's even when it's done. Oh, look at those beautiful golden brown potatoes. By making it nice and thick, what we are doing is we're gonna have a crunchy outside and a nice soft potato inside. It's the best of both potato worlds, crunchy and soft. All right, our potato latkes, or latkes, however you want to pronounce them, are done. Let's drain off the oil. I'm going to place them over here. Now, fun little fact is my dad is actually the potato latke maker in my house. He traditionally has always made it, so I usually don't make potato latkes, but at least one of the nights I like to make them just for fun. But I mean, usually I let him take the reins because there's not that much my dad cooks, but what he does is delicious, and one of the things he makes that's delicious are latkes. And just fry up the rest of our latke. Ooh, it smells incredible in here. All right, it is time to assemble and then eat, my favorite time of all. All right, I'm going to now take one of my potato latkes. I'm going to place it onto a plate, and now we're going to plate it all fancy. Now, let's talk for a second. I made some of our lox a bunch of days ago so that I could do a photo shoot for this recipe. The picture is right over here. Looks delicious, right? Yeah, I know. Well, I'm not gonna say who it was, but someone in my family didn't get the whole please don't eat the lox memo, so they ate it, and I had to go to the store last minute and buy some store-bought lox. I know, crazy. So let's just imagine these are the beautiful lox that you just saw in that picture, and yeah, I'm just gonna, you know what? It's the holiday season, no reason to be mad. It's okay, we're gonna get through it. We're gonna use these lox. Yeah, you know what, your family sometimes they eat things that they weren't supposed to. It's all right, you know what, that's what happens when you film cooking videos in your house. All right, now we're just gonna take some of the lox, kind of make it look a little bit nice. All right, we got a little some there. Let's do a little bit like that. All right, awesome. Now, over here I have a little bit of sour cream on top as well. We're gonna try to make this look as delicious as possible. I'm trying to go for like, if let's say you show up to a Hanukkah party, obviously not this year to be safe, but another year, you want to bring some latkes that are like, make all the other latkes really self-conscious about themselves. We're trying to make the most confident, best looking latkes possible. I'm gonna take a little piece of dill, and bam! That is how you make this delicious homemade, because right now it's not actually, beet lox with a delicious crunchy outside, creamy inside, latke topped with sour cream and dill. Let's just go in for a big bite. Ho, ho, ho. Look at that. Oh my God, I'm excited. Let's see, can I get everything in one bite? Let's try. Wow, that is delicious. Okay, let's first talk about the latke. The potato is perfectly crunchy on the outside. Listen to that. So crunchy. And the inside, as you can see, is nice and creamy and soft and just everything you could ever want in the center of your latke. The contrast of the creamy inside and crunchy outside is incredible. Top with the lox, the dill, and the sour cream. It all together comes into a delicious latke that is going to put all other latkes to shame. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to comment down below. Let me know your favorite holiday treat. what holidays you're celebrating this holiday season, and hit that like button if you enjoyed watching, and hit the big red subscribe button. It's big, it's red, kind of like a beet. If you enjoyed this video and want to see my others to join the YouTube fam, maybe we'll hit 100K by the end of this year. Who knows? That would definitely be a great holiday treat to have 100 members of the YouTube fam. All right, if you need me, I'm going to go eat all these latkes. Bye.